Hi everybody, this is Christine from Christine's Awesome Things. How are you doing today? I'm actually want to talk to you today about growing watermelon. For all you folks out there who plan on trying to grow watermelon this summer, for all you would-be gardeners out there, few tips for you. First thing is this: when you're growing watermelon, they need heat, lots of heat. So first thing you want to do is grow them in a biodegradable flower pot, okay? The reason I say that is because watermelon do not like their roots disturbed at all, okay? If you put them in a regular seedling cell and pull them out, and especially if you're planting them in the ground, you're going to disturb the roots. The best thing to do is to have a biodegradable pot. Biodegradable pots, they decompose in the ground. So if you use those for your watermelon seeds, you could just take the whole pot and plant it directly in the ground. Don't have to pull the watermelon out of the seedling cell or anything. The whole thing goes right in the ground, so the roots are not getting disturbed. Another thing, when you're planting your watermelon seeds, you want to use a heat mat because the roots need heat. Okay, watermelons love heat. I'm going to say this a lot. So if you're growing them indoors, you want to make sure you have a heat mat for plants. I'm in Michigan, zone 6. We get short summers. If we're lucky, cross our fingers and pray, we might get an extra 2 weeks in September. So we start our watermelon seeds indoors. Heat mat is important. Once your seeds start sprouting, you want to put them under full spectrum grow lights, okay? Another thing, when you get ready to plant your watermelon seeds, you want to plant them in pre-moistened soil. Also, here's some little trick for you. The pointed part of your seed, you want to plant that one downward. And I'm going to show you why. So watch this. So the picture you just seen is of a watermelon seed. Now, if you notice that little white string that you saw, that is the part that comes out of the point of the watermelon. That is actually what forms the root of your plant. So you give your seeds a better shot at growing if you plant the seed downward. It's called the point or radicle. So when you plant your seeds into your seedling cells, the most pointed part of the seed, you want it down. That's for any type of melon seeds. That's a little tip for you. All right. Next, once your seeds sprout, get them under grow lights. Okay. Normally, people say 4 to 6 weeks before the last frost, you want to start on growing your watermelon. Here in Michigan, I start mine in the middle of March because I have a lot of grow lights and I have a lot of heat. So, it's good. Here's another thing. 2 weeks before you plant them outdoors, whether it's in a flower pot or grow bag, you want to get them acclimated to the hot weather. That means every day for 4 days, you want to take them outside in direct sunlight for an hour. Even if you use grow lights, direct sunlight is harsher. When you're doing melons, they're going to be in direct sunlight. So you need to get them used to that light. Then for the next 4 days, take them outside in direct sunlight for 2 hours. Okay. Then, 3 hours. Then those last 2 days, take them outside in the evening time so that they'll get used to that drop in temperature at night. This will prepare your plants, your watermelon, for when you transplant them outdoors. It doesn't matter if you're growing them in a flower pot or a grow bag. They need to get used to the sunlight and the cool temperatures at night. Another thing, when you take your watermelon outdoors, do not take them outside until the temperature at night is above 55 degrees. All right. It has to be above 55 degrees at night. Okay. So that means summer weather. Okay. Anything below that is going to stunt the growth. Anything below 50, they're done. All right. It's just a matter of fact. Another thing, when you're transplanting your watermelon, you want to get them nitrogen. Okay. They need nitrogen. Once they start forming flowers, you want to get them potassium. All right. Now, another thing that watermelon needs is phosphorus. Okay. It's important that they get phosphorus. It helps to make the fruits bigger. Phosphorus is hard to come by. I went and found some. This here, as you see, it's raw phosphorus and raw potassium. All right. When you plant your watermelon, you want to use some compost. You want to use manure, whether it's cow, chicken, worm casting, it doesn't matter. They need that. But when they start developing longer leaves and when they start flowering, you want to switch to phosphorus and potassium. That helps them to grow better. All right. Try surrounding your watermelon with plants that attract bees and butterflies. It'll help pollinate them. Or you can hand pollinate flower to flower. All right. Those are key things to remember when growing watermelon. All right. So get you your heat mat, your grow lamps, get biodegradable cells or pots. I myself use 5-inch biodegradable pots. I'm going to show you. See that? And once they start sprouting, I'm going to put them under the grow lights. Right now, the 5-inch pots are too big for me to put a dome on, so I have to keep watering them to make sure they don't dry out, which is fine because it has the little tray at the bottom. This little tray right here, the water will go directly down in this tray, and the pots will absorb it from the bottom because plants absorb heat and water from the bottom through their roots. All right. So yeah, heat mat, grow lights, biodegradable pots, nitrogen, and when they flowering, switch to phosphorus and potassium. Be careful with their roots and plant your seeds pointed end down. This is Christine of Christine's Awesome Things. Happy planting.